People have their own prejudices and ways that they see certain things in life. I was cycling, coming from college, headed home. Now, just before the bridge, I got that aura. If I fell into the river, it would have been like what? Between 3 and 5 meters height. I've always found it weird being referred to as Mr. Kiwinda. It doesn't sink in properly. But yeah, Sam Kiwinda. Education all the way to campus. I always wanted to be a psychiatrist. I thought it was one of those, what do you call it, courses that you 4 years, kawaida university courses, and then you're done with it. Right now, I do nothing that relates to philosophy or sociology, because that's what I did in campus. I've been a DJ. I loved that. I have, over my period on this earth, I have managed a restaurant. Just before this COVID period, I worked at an entertainment venue. Digital marketing now. I've lived with epilepsy for 28 years. The doc explained it this way. When I was a child, I got TB. Somehow it moved and got its way into my brain, but it was sorted out then as a child. Grew up basically as a normal kid. Then when I was in standard 8, and the explanation that I was given was because of the stresses and strains of preparing for my KCPE. That's when I had my first seizure. There's this thing called an aura. You don't always get it before an attack. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the seizure just comes. Sometimes you feel it coming. At the time of having a fit, nothing exists. You can't even say that it's only the fit that you do, like unconscious. You're not aware of your surroundings. So anything that you can remember is always after. Now, this particular instance, I felt it coming. I was cycling, coming from college, headed home. Now, just before the bridge, I got that aura. For some reason, I couldn't, it's like it takes you over. It's like you know it's coming, you're still in control of your faculties somehow, because you know that it's coming. The next thing, I didn't get the seizure, but the next thing I knew is that I was at the edge of the bridge. The fact that I stopped at the edge, I don't know how I pressed the brakes and how the bike stopped at the edge. I stood there for a bit, got off the bike real slow, and then walked home pushing the bicycle. My relationship with Angaza is, you know, when your wife comes to you and she tells you, honey, we're going to be having a baby. It's one of those feelings. When you know you are in that whole process. So basically, what I'm saying is, I was there from the beginning. From just before the beginning, when it was an idea that was being thrown around, and then it was solidified, and then it happened. For me, the journey has been such that it's been awesome to be able to, I know this sounds cliche and I've heard it a lot of times, but giving back. But yeah, if there was a better word, I would have used it. But it's been awesome. I mean, I have been there. I am still there. I'm on that journey. I might be a little bit ahead, but I'm on that journey. You need to take the first step as a parent, caregiver, or if you're old enough, a person who is living with epilepsy, to go to the hospital and be checked out and begin living to your fullest potential. My daughter is 11 years old. She's an awesome kid. She's an adult, I think. You know, I look at her and it's all been worth it. Before I was a father, a parent, there was this idea back then. I mean, it's still there as one of those diagnoses by. It can be hereditary. It was so in front here on my nose where I can see it, that how am I bringing in a person, another person into this earth who will just go through this stuff that I'm going through. People have their own prejudices and ways that they see certain things in life. We try and change that as much as we can by informing. And this is what basically Angaza Kifafa is trying to do. Give everyone the tools with which to not to judge. And when you look at someone else who tells you, by the way, I live with epilepsy. When I had epilepsy, when I was diagnosed, early years, back then it used to be, I am epileptic. But then over the years, when you say I am epileptic, it's the epilepsy is all around you, and you are it and only it, nothing else. Then people stop looking at you as a father, a DJ, a philosopher, a digital marketer. That never occurs to them. They only see epilepsy and the misconceptions that they've had, that when you get a fit, you fall down, so people need to start looking for spoons and putting in your, you know, it's, yeah, we want to change that. But yeah, now it's, I am a person living with epilepsy.